Radicals. Our objectives. At the end of this presentation, we should be able to define the radical, index, and radicand, find the square root of a number in the algebraic expression. Let's start. What is the square root of a number? A square root of a number is one of the two equal factors of that number. For example, 6 is the square root of 36 since 6 times 6 is equal to 36, and 36 is a perfect square number. Similarly, negative 6 is also a square root of 36 since negative 6 times negative 6 is equal to positive 36. Extracting the square root of a number is the reverse process of raising a number to the second power. Thus, if a squared is equal to b, then the square root of b is a. So what is radical? The symbol square root is called the radical sign. It is used to designate the non-negative square root or the principal root. The number inside the radical sign is what we call the radicand. The entire expression involving the radical sign and the radicand is called the radical. The variable n in the figure is what we call your index, where n is greater than 1. If no index is written, then it indicates square root. Square root of 36 is equal to 6 indicates the principal square root of 36. Negative square root of 36 equals to negative 6 indicates the negative square root of 36. Positive negative square root of 36 is equal to positive and negative 6 indicates both square root of 36. What is a cube root of a number? A cube root of a number is one of the three equal factors of that number. For example, 2 is the only cube root of 8 because 2 cubed is equal to 2 times 2 times 2 is equal to 8. And 8 is a perfect cube number, while negative 2 cubed is equal to negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 is equal to negative 8, hence the cube root of negative 8 is negative 2. In symbol, cube root of 8 is equal to 2, and the cube root of negative 8 is equal to negative 2. Thus, if a cubed is equal to b, then cube root of b is equal to 8. Remember, the concept of square root and cube roots can be extended to an index greater than 3. The following generalization need to be considered. If the index n is an even positive integer, now remember, when we are talking about even numbers, these are the numbers which are divisible by 2. Then, every positive real number has exactly two real nth root. One is the principal nth root, and the other one is the negative nth root. The negative real numbers do not have real nth root. Number 2. If the index n is an odd positive integer greater than 1, remember, odd numbers are numbers which are not divisible by 2. But take note that the index should be greater than 1. Every real number has exactly one real nth root. The nth root of a positive number is positive. The nth root of a negative number is negative. Now, simplify each expressions. Square root of 121. So in this case, the square root of 121 is positive and negative 11. The square root of 121 can be positive 11 or negative 11. What is the cube root of negative 27? The cube root of negative 27 is negative 3, because negative 3 multiplied by negative 3 multiplied by negative 3 is equal to negative 27. Take note, we can only have a negative radicand if our index is an odd positive integer. Let's have square root of negative 16. Since our index is not visible, therefore, the index is 2 or square root. And since we have a negative radicand and our index is even positive integer, therefore, it has no real roots. The fifth root of negative 32. So negative 32 can be solved because our index is an odd number. Therefore, since this is negative, the answer is also negative. So the fifth root of negative 32 is negative 2. Because negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2 is equal to negative 32. Next, the fourth root of negative 64. So again, our index is an even number and the radicand is negative, therefore it has no real root. Take note, if there are variables inside the radical sign, then the exponent of the given variable must be divisible by the given index. Write each as expression with positive rational exponent. Square root of 25 x squared y to the fourth. So the first step is get the square root of 25. So the square root of 25 is 5. And then the exponent of each variable inside the radical sign, which is the radicand, will be divided to the index. So if the index is not visible, so that will have 2. So we have x squared. So we have 2 divided by 2, we have 1. So we have x. Then y to the fourth. So we have 4 divided by 2. So we have 2. So we have y squared. This is also written as 5x y squared squared. Next, cube root of negative 27, x to the 9th power, y to the 15th power. So we have the cube root of negative 27, since this is negative and this is an odd number, so we have negative 27, so this is negative 3. Then x to the 9th, so we have the 9 divided by 3, we have x cubed. Then y to the 15th power, so 15 divided by 3, we have y to the 5th power. So this can also written as negative 3x cubed y to the 5th cube. Thank you.